only fair I get my way. Take me home, take me home. Well, it's gonna happen anyway. I know what's good for you. Pass me by.
This signal looks pretty unappealing to us, but when directed towards a male ape,
Door.
it leads his thoughts to mating.
Duh.
It's not a Gregorian bloody chant, you know.
Her smell may also change when she's ready to mate. There's little finesse in chimpanzee courtship.
I'm in heaven, I'll show you heaven. There's so much heaven. Let's make a move. Let's leave this world behind.
Hi, Iz.
Hey, hang that coat up.
It's Jimmy's.
I don't care whose it is, get it
Looks
hung.
pretty unappealing to us,
Go and call Childline.
but when directed
Yeah, the number's
towards
by
a
the
male
phone.
Yeah.
ape, his thoughts to mate.
Hey, Leanne. Bung those in the fridge for us, will you? Can't drink them warm, can we? Oh, lovely having kids.
Yeah.
So what are you doing tonight?
Jimmy's coming round, couple of videos, few beers.
We'll save some for me, because the chances are I'll be back by 9:30.
He might be nice.
Well, he's not going to be, is he? Not if he's going on a blind date.
You are?
Yeah, but only to get that contract signed. Free food, free booze, and I won't even have to leave a tip.
Bargain.
Mind you, most important, it'll be a laugh. Now, you won't forget to ring every half hour, will you? Just in case he's boring the backside off me.
And what about every 15 minutes, just to be safe?
Yeah. No. Every half hour. Mind you, odds on he's going to be a right minger every 15 minutes.
What, blind date as in Scylla?
No, you cobbler sod. A proper blind date, you know, meet a stranger, run the risk of becoming a crime statistic. Shell's given her a lift into town. One of the reps set her up with a mate of his. Some loser who's not had a jump since his decree Nice-Eye.
Which one?
Colin?
Colin Hockenall.
Yeah, said if he gave her the contract to supply a fleet of vans, she'd do him a favour. So she's going out with one of his mates. Must be mad.
Especially if he looks anything like Colin. He's like the missing link.
The rump mimic on the
Jamie, turn that bloody thing down!
at the same time as a sexual skin on the
Rap with a silent C.
All right. Man United Paths to Glory or Shaven Ravers?
Oh.
Right, you will remember to ring, won't you?
Every 15 minutes, yeah. So, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Well, what's the worst thing that could happen?
You could end up in 5 pieces in a Samsonite.
Well, as long as he hasn't got a moustache, I'm not bothered.
Will he be wearing a red carnation? How will you know it's him?
Well, there can't be that many people outside the town hall at this hour, can there? Bloody council are having their meeting. The fire alarm goes off and suddenly I'm surrounded by suits. Looks like the invasion of the body snatchers.
Linda, give it 10 minutes. If he hasn't shown, ring me. I'll come and get you.
No, I'll get the bus back. You never know. I might get lucky with the driver.
Linda? Linda?
If this is him, I'm in for one hell of a night. Bye.
Linda?
Stan?
Yeah.
Linda. Linda Green.
Bit of a turn on, isn't it? Sex with a stranger.
Linda's had sex with loads of strangers.
Yeah, but not on a date.
We'll be eyes meeting across a candlelit room. Mystery, seduction,
Hot, urgent kisses.
hands, fingers, tongues.
Duvet's there. Help yourself to breakfast. Hey!
What about that?
I thought that was an endangered species.
Swimming round a pond 1 minute, on the menu the next. Well, what about Italian?
What about somewhere out of town, somewhere quieter? Because I want to get to know you. I want to hear what you've got to say. 11:30, this place is going to be full of girls with council house legs singing I Will Survive.
Where do you suggest? Pity they've had their electricity cut off.
It's supposed to be romantic.
It is. I mean, it is, isn't it? It's lovely. So how come you're so desperate that you need to go on a blind date?
Who's desperate?
Well, that's the impression I got from your mate Colin.
How come you're that desperate?
I'm doing you a favour. Said if we get the contract to supply your place with vans, I'd do anything. He suggested a few things, half of which were barely legal.
And in the end, you agreed to meet me.
Never done a blind date before. Colin made you sound like some sort of charity case. Told me about your wife. Oh, sorry, your ex-wife. Is he a good mate?
He was.
He said you were a sad old git who couldn't pull a muscle. And he's no oil painting himself, is he?
Well, I'll tell him you said that.
Tell him myself, the contract's as good as signed.
Oh, sorry, I thought I turned it off. It's business. Do you mind?
No, go on.
Hello?
And where were you with your 15-minute phone calls, you unreliable sod?
Oh, Linda, I got a bit distracted, sorry.
Michelle, he's gorgeous. And I'm talking Wilmslow, not Wythenshawe. And we're in this restaurant and there's no jukebox, no happy hour. Nobody's singing the virtues of Man United. Oh, gotta go. Call you later. Bye. So come on. What are you doing here?
What do you mean?
Good-looking fella. No bad habits that I know of. How come you're on your own?
Good-looking woman. No bad habits that I know of. Well, few, hopefully. How come you are?
You first. Go on.
It sounds stupid. You laugh and I'm out of here.
Promise.
My problem has always been that I want it all. Candlelit dinners, holding hands across a table, moonlight, roses, excitement, and romance of it all, I suppose. But I've just never found it.
That sounds like something out of a film.
It probably is. But I mean it. I have had a brilliant night.
Me too. Just here, please. Thanks.
Thanks for a great time.
You getting out or what?
Fancy a coffee?
Do you mind if I don't?
No, not at all. Just me. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.
Well, Mark's out of 10.
He's gone home.
Home? Why?
Well, I don't know. I'm wondering what I've done wrong. No swapping of phone numbers, no see you soons.
Linda!
What the bloody hell do you think you're doing?
I didn't mean to frighten you. I'm sorry. I was just wondering...
Oh, it's my mum. She's a terrible worrier.
I'd love a coffee. I mean, I'd be mad not to, but do you mind if we wait a while? Just until we get to know each other a bit better. I know it's your first blind date, but I've been here before, and, well, I don't want to blow it.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Ah! Had to escape. Wall-to-wall estrogen in there.
Linda is waxing lyrical about a new beau.
Name's Stan.
That's not a name, it's a state of mind.
Size 11 feet.
That'd be like being harpooned. I mean, where's the pleasure in that? I think it's nice you're waiting. No choice but to wait in my day. Nowhere to go. I mean, the only people who had flats in those days were navvies and prostitutes. Everyone's in too much of a rush these days. I mean, whatever happened to being wooed?
Rude.
Wooed. You know, a bit of romance. Roses, poetry.
Roses are awful expensive.
Poetry costs bugger all.
Oh, Limerick could do it. Just to know they'd made the bloody effort.
Romance is just a ploy. You can see straight through it. Methods of Seduction, Volume 1, Page 1, Line 1.
He's just pressing our buttons.
Look, I know it's a load of rubbish, candles, champagne and all that, but I'm enjoying it. Just living the moment.
And why not? Not like you're doing any harm. So what's he like?
Stan, well...
He sends her chocolates and flowers.
Cheapskate. Be a bunch of daffs and a chocolate orange. Supposed to be a right Casanova.
What, syphilitic?
No, he's English. Big on romance. There's not enough of that about, according to Linda.
Not like in your day, eh?
Nah, it was all free love when you were younger, wasn't it, Frank?
Well, not in my experience. Always comes with a price tag.
Yeah, I've seen it on the History Channel. In the 60s, you let it all hang out and you shag like rabbits, didn't you?
Well, I bloody didn't. Not for one to try, mind. I reckon there was only about 10 people got free love in the 60s. And 5 of them were the Rolling Stones.
Escucha su corazón. Linda, linda, linda verde. Ella es como tú y yo. Y su amor es libertad. El amor viene y se va. Y siempre hay algo que se pierde. Y nunca al fin nadie sabrá si tu jardín florecerá.
It's like every fantasy I've ever had rolled into one.
Looks like she should be selling pegs.
Wait.
What? Did I do something?
No, I mean, yes, but nothing wrong.
So what's up? I can't stop now. I'm all packed and ready to go.
I want to. It's just I want it to mean something.
It will. It does.
This is the first time.
I'll be gentle.
Not that first time, you daft sod. The first time it's been like this. You know, doing it properly. Dates, dinner, flowers. I just don't want to rush it. I don't want to spoil it. I want it to count for something. Oh, you know what I mean, don't you? Oh, there's just loads for us to do. Meet my family, meet my mates. You're not keen?
This is still the you and me stage, isn't it? I don't want to worry about impressing your friends. It can wait, can't it? You must think I'm daft, your mate.
No.
Come on, who goes on dates anymore? Especially blind ones. Everyone these days cops off in a club half-canned with someone they can't talk to because the music's too loud.
Can't even see because the lights are so dim.
Yeah, and everything seems nicer with 5 pints of lager.
And 4 vodka and tonics.
And a tequila chaser. So what are you having?
5 pints of lager, 4 vodka and tonics.
And a tequila chaser.
Stan can dance.
I can dance.
Jimmy, doing the bump when you're half pissed does not constitute dancing. Stan knows how to dance properly. Hold me. Like we're gonna dance, hold me. Now, see? You're too close. Ramming your groin into mine isn't dancing, it's sexual assault. Half a step away. And your hand should be in the small of my back. There you go. It's all about the promise of what's to come. Touching, but not touching, teasing. Knowing you'll get it, just not knowing when. Results.
You all right, Cole?
I will be.
You look like you lost a tenner and found a fiver.
Is she?
Who?
Mata Hari. Miss Green.
No, she's on a meet and greet with some Belgians. Not due back until after dinner. Is it urgent?
A duplicitous little... I just wanted to ask her what the hell she was playing at.
You what?
Well, I asked her to do me a favour. A mate of mine wants cheering up. You know, a bit of female company. He's been very good to me. He's put a lot of business my way.
Right.
She said if I give her the contract for a fleet of vans, she'll meet up with him, show him a good time.
Yeah, and?
And she left him at the town hall for an hour and a half. He got cautioned by the police and told to move on. And he's a member of the Rotary Club.
She didn't?
She did.
If I was to say to you, boy, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire.
So Stan's not Stan, he's just some man.
Colin says Stan's 2 foot now, bombed him with a finger missing. And Linda Stan's what?
6 foot, big feet.
Well, if Stan's not Stan, who is he?
Don't know who he is.
Be some nutter with an homemade dungeon. You'll have to tell her.
No best coming from a woman.
How'd you make that out?
But she'll have trouble kicking you in the bollocks, wouldn't she?
I don't think we should tell her at all. Well, I've never seen her this happy. If he's not Stan, what does it matter? He's a nice man who treats her right. Where's the harm in that?
You won't be saying that when you're interviewed on Crime Watch.
Oh, it'll break her heart. She's smitten. Look at her. Promise you won't tell her. I want your word. Really, look, it'll burn itself out. She'll be none the wiser.
I don't know.
I'll buy you a pint.
OK.
I think I've found the perfect man. He's considerate, you know. I mean, he's different to all the other men I've met. He's not interested in football. He never talks about his car. And he's such a gentleman. Every time we're out, he's in a different suit. Opens doors, pulls my seat out. Never have to pay for a thing. Where's your suit from, Darren?
Catalogue. I haven't got one.
Most men, they don't know how to treat a woman, do they? Like Darren. When you first started going out, he was all sweetness and light. And now look at him. Farting, burping, same undies 2 days running. Stan would never do that. He's not the type. I know. He's 1 in a million, and I just got lucky.
Lucky? You call picking up the wrong bloke lucky? Stan isn't even Stan. He's just a fella on the make who hasn't even got the bottle to tell you who he really is.
You fancy another?
Yeah.
Take for 2? Just waiting ages.
No good at taking the hint then, are you? The resident comics had a heart attack, so the club manager rang and asked if I could fill his spot. So here I am. I was going to ring the restaurant.
Oh, right.
But then I thought, well, who do I ask for? Stan? There's no point asking for Stan, because that's not your real name, is it?
I'm sorry.
What the hell do you think you're playing at?
When I saw you at the town hall and you asked me if I was Stan, I just... wanted to be Stan. I would have been whoever you wanted me to be.
Why not just say? If you'd asked me out for a drink, I'd have probably said yes anyway.
You made me laugh, and I liked being with you, and the longer it went on, the more difficult it was to tell you.
You should have said. I should have known. I knew there was something. Something I couldn't put my finger on, just some alarm bell going off. I even thought at one point you were married. I can smell a married man a mile away.
Please, know this could work. I really could
Touch me again, and you'll be wearing that chair.
JK and Joel at breakfast. This is Key 103 Manchester. Coming up for you in the next time.
Jimmy said you'd be in here.
This is the chance. Have you grown a penis?
No, have you? Thought it might be a bit more private than my office. How's your mate? How's Stan?
Never too late, you know. Jimmy, tell me what happened. I'll pass your apologies on.
I've nothing to apologise for.
If you want to see that contract, it might be a good idea to meet somewhere a little less busy. There's less chance of you picking up the wrong fella. That's if you want to see my name on the dotted line.
Colin, it's a contract, not a dowry.
No dates, no contract.
I only did it for a laugh.
But your boss won't be laughing when you don't reach your target.
Is that what you think this is about? Me trying to boost me bonus?
It's a means to an end, isn't it? You won't be the first woman to capitalise on her feminine charms. Do yourself a favour, love. Call him.
Take more than a fleet of vans to get me anywhere near one of your mates, especially if he's anything like you.
Your last chance. Think of the commission. You could buy yourself a few nice dresses, a bit of fancy perfume. Get yourself a decent hairdo.
Yeah, I might get one like yours. Bye, Colin. Pleasure doing business with you. No married men. I learnt that a long time ago. The Gary Motson affair. I thought you'd remember.
Yeah, but at the time you didn't know Gary Motson was married.
Yeah, but I know Stan, or whatever his name is. I don't want to be the cause of someone's marriage breaking up.
Again. Anyway, it can't be a very good marriage if he's looking for a bit on the side. I mean, maybe it's over.
No, he's still with her. I can tell.
Can we talk?
There's no need to, just having a laugh. Me enjoying the daftness of it all.
I still think it can work.
What, me be your bit of spare? You think I'd be happy with that?
Well, you don't strike me as the type who'd be happy with 2.2 kids and a Volvo.
2.2 kids, a Volvo, and a cheating scumbag of a husband, no. And I wouldn't be happy traipsing round after somebody was doing the dirty on his wife, either. You still love her, don't you? Oh, don't flatter yourself, I'll survive. You've a funny way of showing her. Ever done it before?
No.
Then why start now?
Boredom.
Oh.
The same routine day in, day out until I met you. It's the first time I've been excited in years. It's like some kind of adventure.
Is that a line out of a film as well?
No. At home, we've got past the finishing each other's sentences stage and on to the not bothering to say it in the first place stage. There's just no excitement and no challenges. No romance.
Then why don't you try giving her some? Sounds to me like she could use a bit. Worked a treat on me. So what's your real name, then? No, don't tell me. You're not even a rep, are you?
No. I'm a banker.
Rhyming slang.
We're good together, aren't we? Look me in the eye and say you haven't enjoyed it.
But it's not real. Why do you say something like that when you know and I know you've got a wife at home?
Because I fancy the arse off you. Look, tell me the feeling's not mutual, and I'll go.
no, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I think you should go home. Your missus will be wondering where you are. And why don't you give her these? And the next time you fancy a bit of excitement, a bit of adventure, go and climb a mountain. Take your wife.
I think of all my sorrow when I had you there, but then I let you go. And now it's only fair that I
Stand this bleeding song.
Keep smiling.
What you
You're doing a Smiths medley in a minute.
I can't live if living is without you.
Decent?
No.
Meant you're dressed.
Thank you.
If you ask me, it's a load of old guff.
And what do you know about market research?
I'd like you to think of the first word that comes into your head when you think of a condom.
He's gorgeous. He's like a young Dirk Bogarde.
Well, I've made a preliminary evaluation.
Apparently, I'm unfaithful, disloyal, and I have a problem with commitment.